Hello, my lovely victims. Welcome to Halloween Horror Nights 25. Tonight, I am going to release 25 years of horror. Jack's back.
Good evening and welcome to Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights 25. I'm Charles Gray, show director for Houses on the Entertainment Creative Development Team. Now we're here live in the Icons of Horror Scare Zone where guests have already begun to experience this year's event. Now in just a few minutes, we're going to take you inside the Pantages Theater right behind me. You're going to get to hear straight from some of Halloween Horror Nights' creators themselves, along with special guests, John Landis, writer and director of An American Werewolf in London, and Greg Nicotero, co-executive producer of AMC's The Walking Dead. Now, normally this is a private Q&A session held for the media only, but this year we're putting you in the audience. Now, even before last year's event ended, we've begun planning for this, our 25th year. It's such a milestone for us. We're very excited. And over the last year, I've been able to work with some of the most amazing and creative people in the industry to make this year special for you, the fans. Now, some of the world's biggest horror icons are represented in this year's event. Along with our own original and demented stories and characters, we've got 9 houses, more than we've ever created before. Plus, there are more scarectors in the streets with 5 new scare zones. And, I repeat, 2 roaming chainsaw hordes that will make sure there's nowhere left to hide. Hey, plus, it wouldn't be Halloween Horror Nights without our live shows. Fan favorite Bill and Ted's Halloween Adventure is back, skewering the biggest names in pop culture. And plus, there's a brand new show, The Carnage Returns, starring our ringmaster, Jack himself. But right now, it's time to take you inside the Pantages Theater, where the event is about to start. I'll see you afterwards to give you a sneak peek at Jack's new show. Enjoy!
Distinguished guests, we here at Universal Orlando want to welcome you to the 25th anniversary of Halloween Horror Nights. This year's event is sure to be our most terrifying, and the Purge.
I've been gone for far too long. But I'm back, and the horrors I've gathered, past and present, are truly terrifying. Follow the laughter, turn into screams. A horror night is what you want. Something you're just dying to see. I'm back by popular demand! Ooh, and I've got undead fiends, iconic slashers, nightmares unseen, and horrors from the past, and they're all gathered by me. The Clown Prince of Chaos. Under the most terrifying big top imaginable. Jack's back. You're welcome.
Wow. So, are you guys okay? If you guys are okay, let me hear you scream. Learn a few more details about. Ah! I knew I liked you guys. We're going to give you an opportunity, to learn a few more details about the event. So right now, before the Q&A, I want to bring out Jim Timon, Senior Vice President of Entertainment for Universal Orlando, and Mike Aiello, the Creative Director of Halloween Horror Nights for Universal Orlando. Please, guys, help me welcome to the stage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Halloween Horror Nights 25. I'm Jim Timon. I've met some of you before. Some of you I haven't. I'd like the chance to meet with you tonight. And how many of you have been with us for a few years at this event? Some of us have been here a long, long time. And we're happy to have you back with us tonight. 25 years is a big, big deal for us. It's very special because this event has grown and evolved over a quarter of a century. You know, back in 1991, we started, the other night I was having an opportunity to speak to a few people, and I said, back then in 91, it seemed like a good idea at the time. It was, one haunted house, a couple of weekends, and now, 25 years later, and I'm a little biased when I say this, the biggest and the best Halloween event in the nation. Thank you. I'll pause for applause right there. And now globalized, Universal Studios Florida, where we started out back in '91. We grew and we grew and we grew. We got bigger and bigger and bigger. And some of you were with us. Back in 2002, when the event jumped, we moved it then to Islands of Adventure. Again, seemed like a good idea at the time. Yeah, I know. To Islands of Fear then. And it was great. That was an awesome event when we did that in '02. And we grew and we grew, and many of you were with us at the time when we grew that event. And we eventually got too big for Islands of Adventure. And then we kind of broke the wall between the parks, and we did kind of a multi-park kind of event for a while. And then we got bigger and bigger. And then in 2006, horror came home. And we brought the event back to Universal Studios. And that was big for us. That was awesome. And we've, again, continued to grow the event over the years. And as I said, the best Halloween event in the nation. Well, Universal has globalized the event. Beyond Universal Florida, we've grown to Universal Studios Hollywood, Universal Studios Japan, Universal Studios Singapore. We want to take over the world with Halloween. That's our, that's our secret plan. I'm revealing the secret plan here, ladies and gentlemen.
Global domination.
And you know what's great about it? As you've seen over the years, we have incredible creative staff that work on Halloween Horror Nights, and some of whom I'm about to introduce to you now. Creative people, writers, directors, producers, technicians, artists, designers, stage managers, costumers, you name it, we've got it. And that's here on staff who create some of our incredible original content that goes into Halloween Horror Nights over the years. You met a clown a little while ago that was created here. But then we're also able to reach out and work with some of the greatest creative partners in the world, in the realms of film and television. who come to us and collaborate with us and bring their great creative minds and genius to Halloween Horror Nights. And so we take our creative people here and we're able to collaborate with them and build this event into something over 25 years we never dreamed it could have been in 1991. And we have all of you that make that journey with us. And thanks for being here tonight. We couldn't have done it without you and all of the people that you bring with you that read everything that you write, that view everything that you produce. And we just thank you so much for being here with us on a special night, 25 years. Man, I feel old. But that's my introduction, and welcome. My job now is to shut up and turn the microphone over to a guy whose heart and soul is truly in this event and truly behind it. Our Director of Creative Development for the Entertainment Division at Universal Orlando. Many of you know him and love him, Mr. Michael Aiello, who will take you through Halloween Horror Nights 25.
Hey, everybody! Wow! Oh my gosh! 25 years, Halloween Horror Nights. I've been a part of this event in some capacity since the very first year. My dad and I came to this event the first few years from 91 all the way to 96 when I started working here at Jaws. And then I was, a character, a chainsaw drill team. And so, again, this event has been really kind of a part of my core for as long as I can remember. And to be standing here representing an amazing team of people that Jim mentioned that are creating this event is truly humbling and a great honor. But I'm gonna be brief here on our content because we got a lot of show going on tonight. So we're going to get to that. But we're going to run through the maze content first, okay? All of our haunted houses this year. 9 total mazes this year. More than we've ever done in the history of the event. 5 mazes based around intellectual properties, TVs and films that that horror fans love, that we love, as well as 4 original-based mazes. Our content, characters that we've created, that we've developed, environments that we've been able to weave and create into something very, very, very cool. So first up, we're going to talk about, this is unprecedented for us, a 4-time collaboration with AMC Networks and The Walking Dead. It is back. Let's hear it. Yep. We've had a really great collaboration with AMC and individuals connected with the show that you will meet later on tonight. But this maze this year is all centered around Season 5. So that's been the cool thing about working with that brand is that we've been able to create a maze literally around a season that has just ended. So that's what we've done. Last year, we did Walking Dead. We ended at Terminus. It literally stopped there. This year, we're picking up right where we left off. You're showing up at Terminus. You're going to take the survivor's journey through key moments and environments of Season 5. You're going to see Terminus. You're going to see the food bank. You're going to see the church. You're going to go into the barn during the tornado. You're going to see the aftermath. So again, every step of the way. It's going to end right where the series ended. That food truck with all the crazy rock music blaring out of it. We're going to put the guests inside that as the finale. So again, a step-by-step recreation of Season 5. Very, very proud of it. Moving on, next maze. Okay, these guys are near and dear to most horror fans' hearts. You're either a really good Freddy fan or you're a really good Jason fan. And those lines never cross. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. But we're bringing Freddy versus Jason to life once again at Halloween Horror Nights. We worked with this brand back in 2007 during Jack's Carnival of Carnage. We did a maze separately. So we had a maze based on Freddy and one based on Jason. Well, this year, we want to bring those guys together. The maze is literally divided into thirds. You're going to go through Camp Crystal Lake to scale. Jason's going to attack you every step of the way. Jason is freaking huge. I'm 6'2", okay? I walked through the other night during employee preview and was like, ah! Jason. Second, third, okay, so this is the cool part. So you're in Camp Crystal Lake. Then the Nightmare Realm begins to take over. And the maze right in the middle literally opens up. And you're standing in front of, to scale, 1428 Elm Street. You're going to see the girls with the jump rope. You're going to hear the song. You're going to walk through the front door of 1428 Elm and enter Freddy's realm. He's going to attack you every step of the way. Then the last third is what the title is all about. It's the versus portion of Freddy versus Jason. You're going to see these two Goliaths of horror go at it. And we've got a lot of ways we're doing that. Live interaction, we've got some video elements that have them doing things that we couldn't possibly achieve live that will then blend back into live action elements. So again, we're really going to pay off the versus portion of that title. Very excited about it. It's Freddy and Jason. I mean, it's a dream come true to play with those characters. Next up. Oh, all right. We have not worked with this brand before. Very successful maze done in Hollywood several years ago. We have it this year. We're doing a maze based on the franchise Insidious. And you're going to see scenes from all 3 of the Insidious films. And much like we've done in the past with mazes like Evil Dead or Cabin in the Woods, we're going to give you the highlights of this franchise. You're going to walk through and be attacked by the lipstick demon. You're going to see the bride in black. This is one of our tent mazes, but again, we've evolved those tents over the years, so you can't really tell you're inside a tent. The environments in here are amazing. At one point, it's going to open the facade for this maze. We built an actual house outside of the tent. It's enormous. When you go inside, you're going to see this amazing living room from Insidious 2. The wallpaper, this is nitpicky, really geeky stuff. But, we couldn't find the right wallpaper. That it didn't exist. So we built it in Photoshop and made sure all the walls look identical to the film. The curtains are the same.
It was really expensive to do that.
That's going to come out of my pay. I know it. That's okay. That's all right. But yeah, so it's a paranormal maze, which are always fun because it's a completely different texture than we normally do for, like, let's say, going through some kind of chainsaw environment. It's quieter. The house is creaking. You're hearing some songs that are featured in Insidious. So it's a really great maze, a lot of fun. Next up, The Purge. This was our most popular scare zone last year. We had it in New York. We obliterated New York with The Purge. We felt this year, let's make it a maze. Let's figure it out. So we're going to walk into environments and themes that are right out of that film. Everyone's in the maze is going to be able to express their right to release the beast and purge. So you're going to be in residential environments. You're going to be in the kill room environments. You're going to be attacked by the gangs that are in Purge 2. So every step of the way, again, recreating moments and characters that you'll recognize from that brand. Exciting. It's intense. It's a heavy metal, hard rock kind of maze. It's fun. Yeah. Next. So we've never, ever, ever brought a maze back identically the way we did it originally. We broke that rule for the first time for our 25th anniversary. We really felt if there was ever a year to do this, it's 25. And the maze we chose is a maze that is truly dear to our hearts. It's a maze that we worked on for years to try and create. Finally, in 2013, we were able to work with an amazing man, John Landis, who helped us bring to life an American Werewolf in London. And it's back. And those wolves have never looked better. Safe to say, in the original maze, we did a great job. We were really happy with it. The wolves were created and sculpted using amazing photo reference we were provided. But we didn't have the real molds. This year, we rebuilt them from the ground up. Working with amazing makeup artists, we acquired the original molds and built these wolves from the ground up. They have never looked more authentic than they do right now. And they are ready and they are hungry. An amazing maze. Who've seen that maze in the past? How many people in here? Yeah. Amazing maze. There's a couple new things we added to it that I won't reveal. You'll see when you go through. There may be an additional wolf somewhere. I don't know. But I'm really, really happy with it. You're going into the slaughtered lamb. You're going to be attacked by the wolf. You're going to see the transformation scene. You're going to go through Piccadilly. You're going to see the finale, again, step by step, all the way through. Really, really happy with it. Next up, into the original content. Something that was really important for our 25th year is that we paid respect and homage to the characters and environments that, frankly, the fans of the event made popular. And this is true. And Body Collectors is a perfect example of this. Body Collectors was a character that was created in the final year we were in Islands of Adventure in 2005. They are these quiet, suited figures perpetual smile, and their only purpose is to invade an area and collect body parts. Hence the title, really creative title on there. But this year we wanted to present them in a new way. We actually wanted to blend some thematics together that we hadn't done before. There's another brand called Psychoscarapy that we developed, and an asylum called Shady Brook. This year, for the first time, the body collectors are invading a version of Shady Brook set in the late 1800s during a blizzard. The body collectors invade this incredibly beautiful and gothic environment. This maze truly is gorgeous. That's always an odd term to use when relating to horror, but it really is. It's a gorgeous maze, and these guys are doing their thing. Spine Girl is back. If anybody remembers that room we've done in the past, it's this amazing operating theater surrounded by the collectors, and at its center is a poor victim whose spine is being ripped out before your very eyes by one of the collectors. You're going to see that. Gorgeous maze, really gory, gothically beautiful. Moving on. Run, Blood, Sweat, and Fears. Another franchise we've done from our past. This one's a lot of fun. This is over in our the San Francisco area of the park. This is a maze that is also near and dear because the themes are something. Charles Gray is our show director. He's standing in the back over here. Let's give him a round of applause. He's our maze show director. So in developing Run, we thought, okay, let's take the title and let's really set it in a kind of 1980s type feel. Let's place guests in a game show called Run. This kind of mirrors some thematics we developed years ago when this maze first existed. It's a 1980s game show that is watched worldwide where unwilling participants are forced through a gauntlet of Reapers. And this maze is one of those mazes where we'll develop characters, these Reaper assassins that we've developed, all unique, all individual, and then we develop rooms to fit the character. So as the guests walk through, they're experiencing many different environments around these Reaper assassins. A lot of fun, has a very 1980s type feel, even down to the music and how it's scored. It's very kind of, John Carpenter-y, Casio keyboard type textures and things like that. A lot of fun. Moving on. We have Asylum in Wonderland. This is our... Thank you. Yeah. This was a scare zone back in 2008. Extremely popular. This year, we decided let's take those characters and that type of thematic, let's throw it into a maze and apply some of the 3D technology that we've developed over the past 25 years. And I can safely say, if you've been to a 3D maze of ours in the past, this is the most layered and intricate 3D maze we've ever done. And it's all in the world of our twisted version of the Alice in Wonderland fairy tale. You're going to see this version of the White Rabbit, but it's more asylum penitentiary-esque. You're going to we've got dodo birds, these monstrous dodo bird creatures, literally on trampolines while you're walking through the maze. We've got some video effects in here of the Red Queen. All kinds of things we're doing to really, really F with you, frankly. The vortex is in there, so if you've experienced the vortex in the past, it's never looked better. We've never leaned more left and right going through this thing than we have this year. So we're very excited about it. Moving on. And finally, as far as our maze content's concerned, we felt there needed to be one maze that was able to encapsulate 25 years of Horror Nights history, and that's Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters and Mayhem. This is the longest maze in the event because we had a lot of things to cram into it. You're going to experience characters and environments over our past 25 years, from Scary Tales environments to the Caretaker's Mortuary to an entire section devoted to the classic monsters. Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula, Phantom of the Opera. You're going to see them all. Jack is bringing all this together, so he's making surprise appearances throughout the maze. Exciting maze, gorgeous maze. It's in our Soundstage 21 facility. Let's move on to the scare zones real quickly. Scare zones this year, over in San Francisco, All Night Die-In, another popular franchise. 2 versions of this zone, depending on when you go through the night. At one point, this zone is going to look completely black and white with only classic characters. Norman Bates, the classic monsters. The zombies that are very Night of the Living Dead-esque will be in there. If you go a different time of the night, all colorized. You're going to see contemporary characters. Characters from The Strangers, or maybe even Freddy and Jason out there, which is also a first for us to actually present them outside of a maze. So moving on, next zone, rounding the bend over into New York, taking the inmates of Psychoscarapy and letting them loose to wreak havoc on a very serene and traditional city block party. Their bus crashed. They spilled out into the streets and have literally taken over the streets of New York. It is literally nuts out there. It's amazing. We've got all kinds of vignettes going. There's a show moment with a psychotic nurse and a really, really freaky costume contest that goes on periodically throughout the night. A lot of fun out there. We've got projections in some of the windows of New York where you're going to see people meet their unfortunate demise in the windows of the facades. All kinds of stuff going on. It's crazy. Next up, we are in Central Park, which has never looked better. Central Park, we have the Gog and Magog pumpkin totems that kind of border either end of this zone. As you're walking through, pumpkins and jars occupy the entire length of Central Park. It's beautiful. Inside are the more traditional elements of Halloween. Pumpkin characters, bats, spiders. We've developed a new character in there, these kind of insane and morbid fairies that will occupy the zone. It's what you really picture traditional and more authentic Halloween. We've got it all in Central Park. Next up, Scary Tales Scream Punk. This is an Avenue of the Stars. It's exactly what it says. We're taking fairy tale characters and doing our Horror Nights twist on them and presenting them in a very steampunk-esque look. So you're going to see the Tin Man. You're going to see Cinderella. You're going to see Snow White. Again, these fairy tale characters, but with our twist on them. And we're really taking those fairy tales and making them scary tales. It's brilliant. Next one. In Hollywood, if there was a zone that encapsulates 25 years of Halloween Horror Nights, it's this one. This is our icon zone. The major feature of this one, we have 4 elaborate vignettes that have been constructed by a guy named Nick Collins and show directed by Laura Wallace. They are these vignettes for 4 of the icons: storyteller, usher, director, and caretaker. And throughout the night, you're going to see them do what they do best in these elaborate kill moments that occur. Many of them are recreating the commercials that aired the years those icons were created. In between those vignettes are all the characters that we can call truly iconic. Again, these are characters that our fans have made important. We're occupying the zone with tens, I think we've got 50-something people in that zone. It's amazing. So again, you're going to see a really great representation of our past. In our show content this year, of course, you can't have Halloween Horror Nights without Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. Now, I know every year I say there's the title, and I don't tell you anything about it. I'm going to do the same thing this year. You have to just see it. All right? I don't want to give anything away from that show because it just ruins it. You want to experience it cold. And then the final show we have this year. So you've experienced Hollywood. You've seen our icon vignettes. And then literally the environment opens up and reveals The Carnage Returns, which is this amazing main stage show that's been developed, show directed by Patrick Braillard. An amazing show. Jack is the ringmaster of this show, finding his maniacs. How many maniacs do we have in the crowd tonight? Yeah? You're going to be one amongst many out there as Jack celebrates the kill, and we create these very elaborate kill-based illusion gags as Jack rips and maims and victimizes unsuspecting victims live on stage right before your very eyes. It's pyro, it's metal, it's fire. It's a rock show with Carnage and Jack the Clown. It's amazing.
It's charming, though.
It's also very charming. Sweet and serene. You're going to love it. That's our show content this year. But you guys are going to experience this tonight. And everyone, our opening night, is going to experience all these amazing things that we've taken over a year to develop and present to the greatest fans in the world of Halloween Horror Nights. But instead of me talking about it, I'm going to end with a brief video of our employee preview we did this past night that will give you an amazing visual peek at what Halloween Horror Nights 25 has to offer. Roll it.
I hope you're all ready for this. But then again, no one's ever ready for Jack.
Boom.
Thank you, Mike and Jim. Seriously, you guys' passion, this trickles all the way down, and what you guys are going to experience tonight, I believe, is a fruit of these guys' passion for this event. Awesome stuff. So we are moving into the Q&A portion of tonight. However, and I know you guys have some burning questions for us, but before we begin, I would like to introduce our very special guest tonight. So, will you please help me welcome to the stage the acclaimed director of the 1981 classic horror film An American Werewolf in London, John Landis.
You get your name on the chair. You're the only one.
I want you to know that back there, the other two guests, and the three of us are in the dark standing out there, and they're saying, and this is so cool, and this is so cool, and we're like standing there, and you can't see anything. And then they go, and now we're going to show you this really cool video. And we said to the guy, can we see the video? No.
I'm not running it.
All right, guys, another huge round of applause for Greg Nicotero, executive producer, special effects makeup supervisor of AMC's Walking Dead.
Why does John?
Awesome.
Why does John get his own chair? Hold on. I'm gonna sit right here. This chair feels really good. Sorry.
Finally, guys, actor Chandler Riggs, who portrays Carl in the AMC's Walking Dead. Woo! Come on out, Chandler.
Okay, full disclosure. Earlier this evening, these two guys taped me for something else that's totally non-related and everything. And when I came on the stage to be filmed, they had this chair. And I said, take that over to the stage where we're appearing because it will piss Nicotero off.
I asked him to bring my chair over, and I got the normal chair. But how was the video? Because, yeah, like John said, we saw nothing.
You know, wait a moment.
What?
May we see the video? Show it again.
Can we run the video again? Is that possible?
You guys want to see the video again anyway, right?
Everyone in the booth is like, oh my gosh. I don't know if they can. Can you? Yeah, they're working on it.
Working on it.
They can.
We
John,
stopped the show dead.
John, you screwed up the whole run of show for them.
Oh,
now.
good. I don't care. Oh, are they doing it?
Everything's delayed 6
I
minutes.
hope you're all ready for this. But then again, no one's ever ready for Jack.
Now imagine standing back there in total darkness, hearing it.
That looks like the Portofino Hotel lobby to me, but still pretty cool. Hi, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Everybody.
So you guys would know, we will be taking your questions in a second. A member of our PR team will bring you a microphone. So raise your hand if you have a question right there. Over there, we have one microphone. They will bring that to you. You guys can ask your question that way. Now, to start things off, this Wednesday night, we had the team member preview for this event. And I heard a lot of screams coming from the Walking Dead house. So how excited are you guys to see, this is for Chandler and for Greg, how excited are you guys to see Season 5 of AMC's The Walking Dead come to life at HHN 25?
It's awesome for me because like I've gone through and like lived in, well, not lived in, but like I've gone through those places before and like interacted with the things that like, and just to see the environment recreated around me is a really, really cool experience.
You know, John said something very interesting today. We're talking about television. And we're talking about the fact that when the difference between movies and TV. And TV, we're in your living room, we're in your kitchen, we're in your bedroom, we're in all these places in your house. So there's a familiarity with the material that we work on every single day. So the fact that fans that love the show get to experience it live action. It's great. I mean, you can't get any better than that. So, Chandler and I, he flew down today. We're still in the middle of shooting season 6, which premieres October 10th, 11th. October 11th. I got to give a little plug. But
You're allowed,
on
Greg.
AMC.
Totally okay.
I'm allowed to do that?
Oh, absolutely.
All right,
Do whatever you want.
I'll give you $20 later.
Thank you, sir.
For the ad time. Sorry, guys. No, but it's been a great season. We've been working really, really hard. So this is a little bit of a vacation for us because we get to come down and share with you guys the experience of seeing The Walking Dead live. So it's a really great honor. So thanks for everybody for having us here.
That's
I'm going to interrupt again, just to piss off Jim Timon. But what I have to tell you that for me, what's extremely cool about this night, not just Halloween Horror Nights, but this night, is Greg Nicotero, who I've known for many years, was this nerdy little kid in Pittsburgh who was fascinated by makeup and horror effects.
I'm still nerdy, by the way, but that's okay.
And he came to LA and started this makeup company with 2 other guys called K&B. And they were the guys, I mean, they had to compete. So the first of all, they were the guys who were the cheapest. So they got a lot of work. And then they actually got better and better and better. And, they're the people who do all the work on Tarantino's movies. And just, these guys are great, and they work all the time. And so I've known Greg for a long time, pouring plaster and sculpting and shit. If you're filming,
I should be recording this.
If you're filming me, I'm
not filming
if
you.
you're
I'm just
filming
taking a
me,
picture.
I'm not going to say anything nice.
You're not going to say anything nice anyway.
No, what I am going to say is
I'm
Greg is now, he's still a creepy little nerd, but what's interesting, no, seriously.
I'm fine with
Greg,
that.
Very cool. What's cool for me is knowing him for how long? I mean, really a long time.
20 years.
Yeah, at least. And what's amazing is that Greg goes from being a gifted makeup artist, continues, he directed a little short, he goes down, he keeps working, and now, he's the executive producer of, what's it called, The Walking Dead. No, way more than that. How many, you've directed now, 14?
14.
14 hours of that show. And it's like, I'm very proud. I'm very serious. It's great.
Thanks, John.
There's
I could have done without the what's it called before Walking Dead, but that's okay.
But there,
Thank
something
you,
else
John.
about Horror Nights is there's so much love in the event. This
One, guess what?
You should do this in February on Valentine's Day next year.
Wait.
Through
there's
Halloween.
more,
Do
there's
like
more.
Valentine's Horror Nights.
When
Would
I
be
met,
awesome.
when I met this one, Aiello, he was Elwood at the Universal Tour.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
So I'm taking full responsibility for his entire career. And now you have a title. What are you called? You have a new title.
Yeah, it's a really long one. Director of Creative Development for Universal Orlando Entertainment.
Yeah.
That's the official. It's a really long business card too. It's about that long.
Yeah.
Jim, who cares? No, actually.
That's why I love you, though.
No, actually, I've known Jim for many years, too.
20.
Well, before you were here.
Yeah, L.A., back in L.A.
It's, so I'm delighted to be here. And have you who has not been to Halloween Horror Nights?
Oh, excellent. All right, I'm going to go through the maze with all of you guys. I want to go. I'm going to go. I'm going to be right behind you. And raise your hands again. All right, Dad. You'll be all right. Dad. Sorry.
But
I'm going with you. All right, we'll meet after. We're all going.
It really is a special event, mainly because of these two guys, but it really is a special event and deeply sick.
I have one quick story I have to tell you. So we went to dinner last night. So I know we're supposed to be here promoting stuff, but we're all here. I have a microphone, so sorry. Too bad for you guys. No, so we were at dinner last night, and Andy Lincoln called, and he calls, and he's always like, "Hey, Big Love, what are you doing? Woo!" And he said, "What are you up to?" And I said, "I'm at dinner with John Landis." And he said, "I wanted to be a Blues Brother when I was younger, because he's young. He wanted to be in the Blues Brothers." So I said, "Well, do you want to say hi? I'm having dinner with him." He's like, No, I'm way too shy. Don't put me on the spot." So I went in and I said to John, I'm on the phone with the lead of The Walking Dead, and he wants to say hello, and he's just giving his his best wishes. And John was like, well, put him on, let me talk to him. And he's like, no, don't put me on the phone. So Andy was so shy about it. I thought it was such a great moment. And then he's like, I'm going to go kill some zombies later. Bye. Click. And hangs up. So anyway.
Well, we want to get some questions from you guys, so please raise your hands. We will get a microphone in your face.
All right.
There we go.
Hi, my name is John Waterhouse. I'm from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution in Atlanta. And this question is for John Landis. John, it's been more than 30 years since you made American Werewolf in London. The film is still being celebrated today, and tonight, once again, being celebrated as a maze. I mean, this has to be an incredible testament to your work as a filmmaker. How does it feel?
Strange. Honestly, the first time they did this 2 years ago, 2 years ago, and I was very happy with what they did, but I said the wolves should be better. The wolves are good, but the wolves should be better. And then they did it in L.A. differently, but the wolves were great. So I said, then when they called me and said we'd like to do it again, really? They said yes, because it was like so successful. I said, great. You must step up with the wolves.
When John Landis tells you to step up, you step up.
And I'm very happy to say they did. They're
They're awesome.
They're awesome. They really are awesome. And they have duplicated the maze, but they're more wolves. And they also changed something in Piccadilly, and I'm pretty happy with it. Although, I said this last time, what makes me crazy is people wait for like 2 hours. You know, they're waiting forever to get in the maze, and they walk in like this, and the first scare, like, ah! And then they run. And I'm thinking, slow down. Ah!
You're missing it. I learned a really interesting tidbit. Any of you here that are filmmakers or want to be filmmakers, I didn't know this about John. How old were you when you wrote the script for American Werewolf in London?
18.
18 years old. And he told, listen, I've known John for a long time. You hang out with John Landis, a 5-minute drink turns into a 2-hour conversation, which is amazing.
Which is why Greg is drunk.
Which is why I'm drunk, but much smarter. Thank you. And he shared with me, which I'm sharing with you guys, because I think it's great, because I'm a fan and a nerd, like we said. The movie ended up being 90% of what that original script was.
The big change?
How great is that?
Well, no one would make the movie, because it got me work as a writer, but no one would make it because they'd read it and they'd say two things. Either it was much too funny to be scary, or it was much too scary to be funny. And when you say it's both, they were like, get out of my office. You know, I mean, it got me But the only difference in the movie, because I wrote it in '69 and I made it in '81, is in London there are no longer, but there used to be what were called cartoon cinemas, which were small movie theaters. There was the Arrows Theater in Piccadilly Circus, which is now a Gap store.
Yes, it is.
There was one in Marble Arch, and one in Victoria Station, and one in Trafalgar Square. And what they were they showed cartoons. They showed really good prints of Warner Brothers and really good. This was before home video. So when I was working in London, I worked on a James Bond movie called The Spy Who Loved Me. So I was there a long time. I didn't direct it. I'm one of the many writers. You know who I worked with for 3 months?
See what I mean?
Anthony Burgess. Tony Burgess I worked with for 3 months. I was very excited. Anyway, I used to go to the cartoon cinemas because it was the only way you could see like Chuck Jones or Tex Avery or Bob Clampett, good prints of those cartoons. And so when I wrote it, the scene in this was a cartoon cinema. It's exactly the same scene, only they were showing a Roadrunner cartoon. And the scene where he's changing and the bum is there, it was supposed to be little children looking at him, which made it creepier, I thought. So I finally, in 1981, I get the money, I go to London. Most of the cartoon cinemas are closed, and the Arrow Cinema is a porno theater. So I said, all right. So that's the only difference other than that.
Another question? Another question over here? Yeah.
Hi guys, John Ullman, Tampa Tribune. This is actually for both of you. You guys are icons as far as practical effects. Like, you filmed the greatest werewolf transformation ever. And you have gotten things on TV, Greg, that no one would have ever imagined could be done. How important is it to have something like Halloween Horror Nights for the younger generation, for them to be able to experience practical effects up close and personal instead of CGI?
Listen, that's a great question. I mean, on The Walking Dead, the thing that is the most exciting for me is it opens practical makeup effects for a younger generation. I grew up watching Dawn of the Dead, Creepshow, John's movies, The Thing. So I was really inspired by practical effects. So now when Chandler and I go to like a Walking Dead convention, I will have 10-year-old, 12-year-old kids coming up to me saying, I want to do what you do. And to me, that's me giving back, because I had that opportunity when I met Tom Savini in I don't even remember, it was 78 or 79. So for me, the fact that these guys, Mike Aiello and the amazing makeup team here, they get a chance to do it over and over again. And it's hard. Listen, when you do a movie, when we do a zombie kill or something, that zombie's on screen for maybe 3 hours. We shoot for 3 hours, and then they get cleaned up, and then we go home. But here, they got to do it 6-7 hours a night, every day for 30 days. It's a different kind of mindset. But for me, it's a tremendous compliment that the work that I love, that I grew up wanting to do, is being celebrated more and more. Halloween is like Christmas. Like, you get 30 days of it. Christmas is one day, Christmas presents, and you're done. You eat turkey, you're full, you go to a movie. Now you get 30 nights. You can get scared over and over again, and these guys offer up multiple opportunities. You can go to 3 mazes one night. You can go to another maze another night. You just keep reliving the scares, and that's what makes it fun. And with these mazes, especially the Walking Dead maze that Chandler and I just went through, you go through it 2 or 3 times, you see something you didn't see the first time. It's like watching a good movie. You see it a few times, and then you go through again, and it's like, oh, I didn't see that the last time, and you enjoy it more. And then you're like, oh, they can't scare me. And then something else scares you. So
That actually brings up an interesting question. If I'm correct, Chandler, is this your first time at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights?
Yeah, it is.
So what did you think of walking through the Walking Dead house, seeing it? Like, what were some of your thoughts? What were your favorite moments?
Yeah, it was so cool just to see all the walkers again actually scaring me, because usually it's just they're just zombies on the set. It's not that big of a deal, but then when they're actually there and scaring you,
zombies are at craft service.
It's true. There's they're eating popsicles, and they're hot, and they're sweaty, and
when you guys also, you did a lights on of American Werewolf, right?
Here's the truth, and I was upset when they went through it. I said, why did you take Chandler? Wait till the dark, because these mazes for me, they're like strip clubs or bars. It's supposed to be dark when the lights are on.
Okay, so wait. So next year, on the Halloween Horror Nights posters, I expect to see, they're like strip clubs or bars, John Landis. That should be in every ad.
There's a segment of the audience. No, but
quotes, John Landis, director of Animal House.
Well, to add to what Greg said, what I like about what these guys do in Halloween Horror Nights, in fact, theme parks in general, what I enjoy is the theatrical part of it. The fact that it's live theater. It's literally live. They now call it immersive theater, but it's legit. It's live theater, and they do song and dance. They do, it's not just boo. They're creating ambiance. They're building sets. And for the people working here, it's quite an opportunity to get some chops, to learn your job and to experience live theater. It's something.
Hey everybody, we hope you enjoyed hearing the Q&A from some of our iconic creators. We're going to kick it off to the Jack Show, but if you have any more questions about ticket prices or nights of the events, go ahead and go to HalloweenHorrorNights.com. Let's kick it off to Jack.
When I was here 2 years, is that guy here?
That's right, and I'll take more than that from you. If you don't, on something long and hard. The bat. The bat! No, the one with the nails in it.
Let's see. Who's on first? What's on second?
What about the shortstop?
Ah!